Greetings, everyone. It's Angelo Robles. And those of you that are live, welcome to this late Saturday morning, at least East Coast time. I have some college football to watch, so I'm going to have to speed this along a little bit. I think I'm going to be active live this weekend, including tomorrow, kind of building up to some degree on what I'm talking about today. So, your competitors, peers, and it's very few, you have a chance, that are ahead. It's because they're operating on a different realm, a different universe in today's world of AI. So I know I haven't done as much in the last month after doing months and months and months on AI and family offices, but I've been getting back a little bit to it this week because there's something going on that's around the corner in really under 2 weeks that could change everything for you. And if nothing else, I updated my ebook about the 10 things family offices could do right now in AI. It's about 30% updated since I wrote it or completed it 2 months ago. And that is the one book before I Kindle it. But why? It's going to be outdated every 2 months, but I still may, that I am making more open broadly to the public. You just have to DM or ask me. It is in PDF form until I Kindle it. So you're going to have to accept that. But I think I have a lot to share. And I may be a little bit repetitive tomorrow doing a longer form version. And I have something just stellar, stunning for many of you tomorrow within the world of AI that I'd like to talk about. But for now, even adding to my title, the IP nightmare that really nobody's talking about. Now, this will relate to my AI Family Office Masterclass live in New York, November 5th and 6th. But let's get to the content. The nuclear truth that your peers and competitors really don't want you to know. So let me give you a little context what's really happening right now. While you debate whether AI might be useful someday, the most sophisticated, and it's not many, that's your advantage, peers and even competitors, they aren't really debating anymore. They're not even in that conversation. They're operating in what I would call a parallel universe, a universe where investment decisions execute literally in minutes, not in meetings, where the threats are neutralized before they become multi-$100 million losses, where opportunities are captured sometimes 30, 60, 90 days before the public markets even notice. It's because they have sovereign internal AI resources. They have AI agents and operations and workforces with their human talent working really legitimately 24/7, 365. Now, I'm human, you are. We all have families, other commitments. We sleep, we eat, we take vacations, we call in sick. They have intelligence networks combining with incredible people that really never leak family secrets. We're going to get to that. Never get tired and never make emotional decisions. And here's the part that really should terrify you. The gap between their capabilities and yours, it's not closing, like it's accelerating. Every day you wait is another day that they're compounding their advantage in permanent market dominance. But there's something even more critical happening that really no one is talking about, and this is very important. While these families are building AI native operations, they're doing it in a way that protects their most valuable asset, not their capital, not their deal flow, their intellectual property, their investment strategies, their family secrets. And this conversation here, it's not just for single family offices, multi-family offices, those in finance, and really anyone who services the ultra high net worth community, you could gain this incredible edge as well. So there's a cognitive revolution that really changes everything. Now, I know what you're thinking. AI is just another tool. I will eventually get it. Like, no, that's actually not what it is. AI doesn't just make you a little better if done right. AI doesn't just make you a little better. It doesn't just automate some task. It fundamentally transforms what is possible. I know I'm living through it and seeing it, and I'm implementing it in family offices I work with. We're talking about productivity, certain productivity enhancements that could literally sometimes 100x across virtually every knowledge based activity in the family office, world of finance, enterprise, whatever. Let me put this in concrete terms that you can't ignore. A traditional family office analyst can thoroughly evaluate probably 2 to 3 investment opportunities per week. That's it, 2 or 3 deals. With AI cognitive amplification, I'm not saying get rid of amplification. That same analyst evaluates could 50 to 100 opportunities with superior analytical depth. The mathematics are inescapable. Come on. 25 times to 50 times productivity multiplication isn't just a competitive advantage, it's fundamentally restructuring what's possible. Think about what that means in your deal flow, your diligence, your risk management, your ability to spot opportunities before they're obvious. Without AI, you're maybe analyzing 150 deals per year across your entire team. With AI as an amplification, you're analyzing possibly thousands. Same team, same overhead. Remember that. But now you're seeing everything, every opportunity that matches your criteria, while your competitors are seeing a fraction. Now it's much, much deeper than private deal flow. We could talk about public markets, risk mitigation, family governance, structuring workflows. It impacts everything. Your family office is really choosing between two futures. And maybe I could paint them from the perspective of the private deal flow. I know I'm being a little narrow, but future one, effectively traditional cognitive limits. Your team analyzes maybe realistically 100, 150 deals annually. Your frameworks are inconsistent because humans are inconsistent. Your decisions are clouded often, as we all are, by emotional bias, recency bias, confirmation biases, and cognitive traps. It's to some degree not, it's just human. They're evolutionary hardwired into our brain. You operate 40 hours per week, miss weekends, miss nights, miss Asian market hours, European market hours, and worst of all, live within the constant nagging fear that you're missing a deal that defines the next decade. It's happened to me. It's happened to all of us. And you know what? You probably are. Now, there is a future too, that the future is here right now. That's just it, not waiting a year or 2 or 3 years. I think you're underestimating what AI could do at this moment. AI cognitive amplification, as I noted earlier, could mean you could literally analyze thousands of different deals with the more systematic, repeatable framework. Every deal gets the same rigorous analysis, emotional free assessment. Your AI system monitors global markets, again, 24/7, 365. You have mathematical certainty that you're seeing every opportunity that matches your criteria and how to structure that. Not most opportunities, not the obvious ones, possibly, depending on what you're feeding in, every single one. Now, you need to adapt to this new world now. I did most of it in the last 12 to 18 months, and I'm 60. If I could do it, you could do it. Now, not this quarter, not next quarter, like you could get around to doing this right now. Now, here's the important part that I wanted to come back to. It's very, very important. There's an IP nightmare that nobody's talking about. But here's where most family offices are making a catastrophic mistake in AI. They're rushing into AI without understanding the most critical vulnerability, that they're bleeding their IP, their intellectual property, with every query that you send in to ChatGPT, to Anthropic, to Gemini, Grok. Let me be very specific about what's happening. Right now, at most family offices experimenting with AI, you're using the public facing platforms. It's okay to use it for some things, but not for everything that's more proprietary and intellectual property. So, going back to what I said about the public interfaces, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, you're uploading confidential investment memos, proprietary information. You're feeding it certain frameworks that are your secret sauce. You're sharing family financial structures. You're asking questions about tax optimization or inputs that are going to be training the system, making it better for others that use it, for peers and competitors, off decades of your intellectual rigor. You're crazy. Every single one of those queries is leaving your organization. It's touching servers you don't control. It's potentially being used to train models, potentially, that you don't own. It's creating a permanent record of your thesis, investment thesis, and many other things, your strategies, your alpha. Think about what you're giving away. Your investment team spends years developing proprietary frameworks for evaluating private equity deals. That framework is your edge. It's what separates you from others. It's why consistently you get better returns. Now you upload it to a cloud AI service to help analyze deals faster, no matter what I said earlier. And congratulations, you just gave away your competitive advantage. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but that data is out there. The strategy is now part of a larger data set, and your edge could be no longer exclusive to you. So there's what I call a sovereign AI imperative. The smartest family offices that I work with that come through my master classes, and it's not enough of them. There's collectively well over 11,000 family offices. Maybe 2% are really fluidly really getting and understanding AI. The smartest ones have internal sovereign AI systems that never touch the cloud, that runs on infrastructure that you control, AI where your data, your strategies, your intellectual property never leaves your four walls. Let me tell you what sovereign AI looks like kind of in practice. So you download open source AI models. Now, we could talk a little bit about Claude, Llama, Mistral, and others. What models work best for your use cases? You run them on your own servers, your own data center, or in maybe a private cloud environment where you control the encryption keys and data that never mingles with other customers. Every query you make, every document you analyze, every strategy that you develop, it all stays within your infrastructure. Don't you get it? Your investment memos never touch OpenAI's servers. Your tax strategies never flow through Google's data centers. Your family's financial structures never exist in Amazon cloud. Oh, and what happened this past week to many big companies around the country and people when AWS had an issue? Huh. The smartest families aren't just implementing AI, they're implementing AI in a way that maintains absolute control of their intellectual property. And here's what I feel no one's telling you. The performance gap between cloud AI and sovereign AI, and it is a gap. Again, there's sometimes to use the platforms that are more public facing, but that gap broadly is disappearing and fast. The open source models that you control on your own hardware, even with a good $6,000-$7,000 Apple computer, you'll be surprised what you could do. I would say they're now 85 to 95% as capable as the best cloud models. And for many specialized use cases, once you fine tune them on your own data, they're actually better. But you maintain 100% control, zero IP leakage, complete sovereignty, as I call it, over your competitive advantages. So there's a hidden cost of cloud dependency. Let me walk you through a kind of real scenarios or real world like scenarios That happened and happens to family offices kind of all the time. Imagine spending 18 months building an AI powered investment analysis team. And maybe it's kind of incredible. Could process pitch decks, analyze market dynamics, assess management teams, produce consistent quality investment recommendations that were maybe even outperforming the human analyst. And the entire system was built on OpenAI's API. Every analysis ran through their cloud. The family office processed over, I don't know, hundreds of deals through this system. Their prompts, their frameworks, their evaluation criteria, all of it running through, in my example, OpenAI's infrastructure. Then OpenAI, what, they could change their API pricing overnight, 40% increase. The family office's AI budget went from being manageable to astronomical. But what's worse than the cost, they were locked in. Their entire system depended on kind of the one vendor. They had no negotiating leverage, of course not, no alternatives, and were completely dependent. So imagine kind of come running, let alone the bleeding of IP, just their cost structures. Is it optimized? So the answer was, of course, to mitigate to a sovereign AI system. But now they had to rebuild everything. And months of developmental work, thousands of hours of prompt engineering, all of it tied to a platform that they, or in my example with you, I don't care whether you're an accounting, legal, finance, hedge fund, that you don't control. That could be hundreds and hundreds of hours and 6 to 7 figures in capital. The cost of not having sovereign AI from the start could really be priceless. Now, imagine we're heading to the home stretch. I got college football to watch. Now, imagine a different scenario. Imagine they built sovereign AI from the beginning. When vendors change prices, you don't care. It doesn't matter to you. You're not dependent on them. When new models come out that are better, you simply download in Llama, and again, I'm getting a little techie now, them and swap them in. It's easy. Again, if I could do it, you could do it. When you develop a breakthrough investment framework, of course you are. I believe in you. It exists only in your infrastructure. That's the difference between renting AI, which is in reality what 97% plus of you do, versus kind of owning it. And that's the difference between sovereignty and dependency. These are very, very important things to understand. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, if you service the community, if you're a high level accountant and attorney, if you're independent, you work as part of a large group, you're an RIA, you're an MFO, and certainly my livelihood in the single family office community, which is what I'm most talking to, but it trickles down to everything that I mentioned. And again, I mentioned my age. I'm open about it. I'm 60 years old. Yeah, I was always kind of interested in tech and looking future forward. Started to get a little more groundswell about 18 months ago, but really only the last 10 months has it gone to a whole other level where I see a massive gap in the world of family offices and a horrific lack of knowledge and understanding. And no one within my community that is taking that mantle and running with it. So I did, implementing it in my own structures, in my own investment and other activities, and in my framework and decision-making process, spending tens of thousands of dollars on computers and hardware, experimenting what's working, what's not working. And I do have respect for many of the open-facing platforms that are out there for certain non-proprietary information. They could be advantageous, but there's going to be certain things that make you awesome that you do not want to train the system on, that you don't want to share, that you want to keep proprietary. And having something that your IP is your IP and it never touches the cloud, and how you structure your hardware. And a little bit in my ebook, but in my masterclass, we go through that. For me, starting with an Apple system that was loaded up, but a notch below 10K was absolutely the way to go. For others of more scale, that may be a more expensive cost, but almost never does it get crazy. So you got to start a little bit in steps. And then understanding how to download the open source platforms. Again, I did it, you could do it. And imagine having some guidance on it. And then setting up certain guardrails and frameworks, developing your prompting. Now, I could get a little deeper in the masterclass we go into, and I've spoken about this. I via Vibe Coding, Bolt.new, Lovable, there's so many other programs, N8, and now they're all getting better and easier every day. But having the framework of understanding how to use them right now and getting that advantage, that edge, so it gets easier, it'll be easy for us. I created an app that this took a little bit of work, but getting it up on Apple. Now imagine as a family office and investor, whatever, legal, accounting, finance, you could do so many amazing things now. I could, how to prompt and create an app, and a big feature because people are noting this that are already registered, and some are repeat people attending my, really, I should be an AI masterclass, but I call it AI Family Office Masterclass. So again, you could be in and around the industry, an entrepreneur. You're going to learn so much. We have repeat people coming back. Once you attend one within a 12-month period, the intensive 2 days, and you want to attend another one that I do, I let you. But you got to commit, pay, you got to, the first one. And then we kind of got you covered, at least for a year, because I do think you may need to be immersed in it twice, even when taking notes, even when doing it, to really pick up the nuances. Do you all have a favorite movie or TV series, and watching it again and again? Maybe there comes a point when you stop doing that, but you pick up nuances of it that you didn't pick up the first time that kind of change everything. So that analogy works pretty good here. So yes, on November 5th and 6th, whether you call it an AI Family Office Masterclass or just simply an AI Masterclass, it's incredible. And it's not just me, who's a real user, who's hands-on, like many of you, not naturally fluid in technology, an older man, probably older than most of you. And here I am building AI agents, creating applications, real apps, getting them on the App Store. Not that you want to do that, getting the right hardware, building my own AI systems, and controlling my IP, and doing incredible things with it, and understanding I had the training wheels on, then they came off, then I moved on to a big bike. I just have momentum and edge that you don't have. You might be able to get, but maybe that's going to take 3 months, 6 months, a year, 18 months. And then what's going to happen by then? What are you missing out? AI will never be weaker than it is right now. Mark Andreessen is correct. It is underhyped. And when you go to Silicon Valley, when you're in the trenches in this, and honestly, the things they say publicly, a lot of those big figures, then you meet them one-on-one, it's scarier than what they're mentioning publicly. And this is a Cold War between the US and China, the race to AI, to artificial superintelligence, to quantum. I'm not going to quite say it's a winner take all, but it's going to be a massive advantage. That's going to be a little more of a geopolitical discussion, which I do love for a different time. Right now, I want to give you who's listening, whether you're live or whether you hear this on recording, there's a chance that tomorrow I may delete this video and just start anew with the more longer form one. But I have something that I want to talk about on the investing front. It's going to effectively combine a Trump's new Genius Act with what's occurring in crypto, maybe stable coins, and the impact that's going to have with AI and AI agents in changing everything you know about investing. Imagine having 24/7 teams around the world using stable coins effectively as the rails that they're going to be able to make transactions on. Imagine real world assets being tokenized. All that with that act from a couple of months ago, it's there. This is a massive advantage for families and investors that understand the law, understand AI, or the rules in AI and are able to piece this together, imagine you're young and you're looking to get into the industry. You're a rising generation and the family member. This is your time to shine. You get it. You're more fluid to newer technologies. You're not as anchored. Your brain has more fluidity and flexibility to understand. It's more native. You're not stuck in as many challenges that many of us go through as we get older. And we've had some successes: our ego, our ignorance, and our fear. Don't let that get in your way. It kind of got in my way for a couple of years, and I overcame it, but still have to fight it. These are all very important topics. AI is more important and more powerful than you think. And wishing it to go away, which sometimes I think I do as well, is not going to make that happen. It's getting better and better, literally every second. Look at the growth of the internet and the number of users, social media, compared to OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's not even 3 years old and has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of users. Most of them have not much of an idea how to prompt and what they're doing. And that's where the edge lies with you, by at least reading my free ebook. And then I know it's not cheap, but jumping in November 5th and 6th to my masterclass and immersing yourself, like I said earlier, not just me, but two other incredible instructors. One, a generational family member who is wickedly smart in AI and is probably the most active practitioner in their family office as a non-pure techie in terms of what they do, better than me. And then a three-time exit entrepreneur, iconic entrepreneur, active investor in 200 private deals, incredibly AI centric, looks the part, feels the part, talks the part, and is the best instructor for advanced training that I've ever been around in AI. You get immersed in that. You get to know these people. You get to know your peers in the room. It's not just 2 days and you're out. If you need some help from any of us, reach out. You want to attend another one within 12 months and you already paid that price the first time? Jump on in. Just let me know. I'll still keep you on the data distribution list in terms of what goes out. We want you to be incredible. If you walk away from this and act on 10 or 15% of it, you'll have a massive edge. Understanding which of the public platforms are best to use and for what. I spoke today about sovereign systems, how to structure your hardware, how to use Olama and other services to download open source platforms. Again, if I could do it, you could do it. I'm going to talk about vibe coding, Bolt.new, Lovable, creating an app, getting on the App Store. We're going to go very deep in AI agents, far deeper than I went in my only other two masterclasses this year. And the instructors are on board to show how they're doing it, create one, and implement it right there on the spot. This is immersive. I know I'm pushing it a little hard because it's frustrating to me that there's thousands and thousands and thousands of amazing qualified people out there, and you're really missing the boat on this badly. You are swinging 2 feet above that fastball that's lower than you're guessing that it is. But it's okay. You struck out the first time, you get 3 to 4 more at-bats a game. This is your chance. This is the opportunity. Less so because of me, more so of my incredible structure that I've built, my instructors who are the best in the world, your fellow peers, and the follow-up. So I do recommend going to angelorobles.com, learning more, and just simply signing up, be a part of it. November 5th and 6th is around the corner, and I don't know when I'm going to do another one. It definitely won't be the remainder of this year. Maybe it's Florida first quarter. Maybe I wait until May or June again in New York, like I did this past year. And you're going to miss out and wait 5 to 7 months in the world of what's happening now. Historically, that's like losing out on 5 to 7 years. You can't let that happen. You have to reach into yourself. If you're an individual, if you're part of a company, I don't care. And just look at being a part of this. Go to angelorobles.com to learn more. Now, one quick comment on that. About a month ago, I started having some issues with my website. So for some of you in certain regions, either US or abroad, it's a complicated issue with, I use a program called Kajabi. They use Cloudflare, SSL certificates. I'm getting a little too deep in the weeds, but 5 or 7% of you, maybe more so if you're looking in through a company Wi-Fi or firewall, there still may be a little bit of an issue. We're looking to get that resolved. I've been hands-on with it. It's getting a little better each week, but it still isn't perfect. If there is any issues, I recommend utilizing your phone or just simply reach out to me directly. Actually, one person did that yesterday. It looks like we're going to wrap them up and get them into the masterclass. Just text me 203-570-2898. It's my real phone. Anyone could text me. You'll be surprised at some of the interesting phone calls and text and who they are that I've gotten over the years. I'm actually starting to do a little work with, you would call them some very well-known streamers. I didn't know some of them make tens of millions of dollars a year. And they're already thinking. They're all young, under 25 and not college educated, but they're fluid on their feet. They're doing cool things. And they're thinking about their future, about money, about AI, about how everything is changing. It's an interesting time. So again, that number, no matter who you are, 203-570-2898. Email is angelo@angelorobles.com. And the website is simply my name, angelorobles.com. Follow me on LinkedIn, social medias, of course, at Family Office, on Twitter, where I'm not as active, and YouTube, where I am active. So there's lots of ways to communicate and connect, including with a DM. I hope you all enjoy your Saturday. I am going to get out of this, watch a little football, put in a great exercise routine after that. Yeah, of course, I'm going to smoke a cigar a little later tonight. The nights are getting chilly. I'm mainly back in Greater Connecticut now. Had a day in New York this past week, enjoyed it. Have a busy wrap up to the year for my members, and you should all be jumping in and joining my membership organization. Again, go to angelorobles.com. But back a little bit to my conclusion, I am extremely deep in AI. There's not even a close number two that I have within the family office community that is living through it, going through it, spending money on it, and damn it, making mistakes. I promise you that. And sharing my experiences with many of you and my connectivity around the world from the AI and broadly family of wealth community. And I've never seen anything like this with AI. This really, the CEO of Google said, as impactful as fire and electricity. Really? People like Jensen Huang, look what's going on with NVIDIA, talking about doubling every 6 months. If that compounds, debatable. I don't know if we're going to have the energy production. That's 64x more, let's go with powerful at the end of 3 years than today. IQ, debatable, of 146 in ChatGPT. What is that going to be in a year, 18 months, 2 years? 400, 800, 1,000? How are we going to compete as humans? How important is emotional intelligence going to be? Communication, interaction interfaces with AI and technologies. It's an interesting future, and I'm not so sure that I like it either. Trust me, I understand. There's times I wish I could go back to my youth in the 1970s and how things used to be. We're all nostalgic and reminisce a little bit about how things used to be back in the day. But me wishing that is not going to make that happen. I have to confront reality and have to be the best version of myself in the current situation that we're in with the resources that are at our fingertips. And if I could get an edge, like you would get November 5th and 6th, and sure, it's going to cost money, but I get an edge that would take me years to learn, and I don't have the time for that, and I could accelerate that and get value out of that. What is that worth? I mean, to me, that may be worth 7 figures. let alone the 15,000 that I'm charging for a masterclass with real instructors, immersive, and the follow-up from that. So on that note, go to angelorobles.com. If by some chance, like I said, for some of you that's an issue, call me, text me, DM me. We'll kind of figure it out, probably from your cell phone. It's all good too. Working with a Cisco behind the scenes systems that controls a lot of the network servers around the country. That's been an interesting experience, to say the least. I'm learning a lot. Well, everyone, I want you to have a great day. I do think I'm going to go live tomorrow. I I would probably just focus on the investing part of it that was unique that I mentioned on stable coins, tokenization, AI and AI agents, and what's happening there. And then maybe during the week, I'll kind of put this all together into a 1 hour kind of video or presentation. I hope you appreciate my obsession and my love in the world of wealth and family offices and AI, the unique resources and talents that I hope I'm fortunate enough to serve and bring to the table. I appreciate all of you. It sounds like you'll see a little bit of me tomorrow and through early in the week, at least digitally. And I hope to see many of you. You know what to do now on November 5th and 6th in New York City. And a great time to be in New York. Thank you all so much and have a great day.